I'm Trish Power Scott.
And I'm Lynn Loria.
Welcome to 2 Cents of Sunshine.
We are here today. We're very excited to start week 2 of our 4-part series of women's wellness. Trish, what did you think about last week? We talked about burnout,
Yeah.
real deal, right? Being mom, being
Yep.
everything to
I
everyone.
thought about it and I talked about our episode last week like 10 times. I think that we go through the motions and we just don't realize we're actually experiencing it. And I'm not even saying from a personal perspective, I'm seeing from other people I see along the way. So I think that I really liked where the clinical definitions came in with you last week. That was so
Yeah,
helpful.
good. I'm glad. Well, today we're talking about how burnout affects us physically and all of the different ways that the burnout can really truly disconnect us from our body, cause physical problems, cause sickness, cause emotional issues. And today I'm hoping that we can try to find some body reconnection.
I love
And
that.
I know you're going to be super excited because a lot of it has to do with our movement and the way we
Yeah.
the way we do work through a lot of the emotions is through the physical
Right.
part of our healing. So
Yeah. That's great.
yeah, I know you talked about Leanne Rhymes. You
Yeah.
saw something about, I hope I'm not putting you on the spot, but I thought
No.
we talked about it a little bit
Yes.
before meeting, and it
It
was so
randomly
empowering.
yeah, so I randomly came up in my scrolling, right? I get the most random things based on algorithms now, but I kind of love it. Um, and it's funny because I have gone you know what? I'm gonna share this too. I
Thank you.
went to yoga on Monday because, because I do like it at Buff and Flow, and it's in a hot room, and I just didn't feel like going crazy hard in cardio or whatever, and I just needed something different for that moment. And when I was in yoga, the yoga instructor's name is Katie, and she is just, I mean, for this area, Katie's insane. She's so good.
Mhm.
And she started the practice by saying, you get to have new beginnings. Like today, you get to start over. Guess what? You were given the gift this morning. You get to wake up and try again. So don't waste that. Think of today as this new beginning. I did something I regret yesterday, wash it clean, move on. So we're doing the whole thing, right? And as everybody that knows me knows, I have a hip problem. And
Mhm.
I was really, really working it to try to get rid of the tightness in it and whatever. And she's talking and she's putting, I'm sure, these songs on that are very intentional. And when we get to the end of the practice, as I was laying on the mat and she's talking again, repeating exactly what she said in the beginning of the class, you get to start over. And it said, you no matter what in life, you don't have to live by what your church says, by what your parents say, by what your best friend says. Like you get to live your life your way. And those things are great there as guides for things to guide you, but you still get to make choices for you. And I don't know what happened, but as I was laying there on that mat, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to cry. Like, why do I feel like I'm going to cry right now? And I was drenched in sweat. I mean, it was dripping off of
Mhm.
me. And she got me, right? Like, she got me in that mental. She used my physical movement to get inside my mental.
Isn't that so that is so
It's
huge. Oh
crazy.
my
I was like,
gosh.
"Why do I feel like this?" And you know me, I don't like to cry. I was like, "Go away."
It takes a lot for you, yeah. So
Yeah,
what
and
did
then
you
I went
so
to Green Eats, and I saw Joanne, and she was telling me she was paying me a compliment, saying that Dom and I are like, she loves us, and she thinks that we're like, and I
shout out
right?
to Green Eats and Joanne. They are so good.
And I started talking to her about I was like, "Thank you, that's so nice." And I started talking to her, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna cry again. What just happened to yoga?" It's very powerful. So anyways, maybe I was talking about that and my phone heard me, but I was randomly scrolling and Leanne Rhymes shared publicly her
Mhm.
release of tension. So it says, healing isn't always quiet. Sometimes it's a physical letting go of things we didn't even know we were carrying. In this powerful session, and the guy's name is Gary Lineham that does
Mhm.
the work on her, he works on a deep jaw release. You can see the exact moment the tension breaks and the emotional weight lifts, leaving her feeling visibly lighter and more aligned. So there's this
Mhm.
one, which I haven't actually watched, but I watched the one where he did her hips and she literally was like, "I had no idea I could carry grief in my hips." Like, she just had a breakdown. And it kinda happened to me on Monday, and I was like, "Whoa, okay." It's real. The way that we mentally think and feel plays out The way our physical is plays out in our mental, and the way our mental feels plays out in our physical. When you don't feel good mentally, your body follows suit. And when you keep
Mhm.
yourself strong and disciplined and you feel good and confident about yourself, your mind's going to follow, right? And those things just completely interject. In order to have confidence, you have to feel strong and you have to feel good. And to feel that, you have to work. I just watched another thing on Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he was saying about how life isn't easy, life is hard. And being in shape and working out and making, and I'm not talking about like you must look a certain way or have a certain body
Mhm.
fat
Right.
percent and like be an athlete. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about moving your body for physical health, for to longevity, to live a long time, to have good bones, to have good muscle strength, like all those things. This has nothing to do with the way that you end up looking. I mean, you'll get
Yes.
that benefit too.
That's the bonus, right?
That's the bonus. Right.
That's
That's
the
just like what
extra.
comes with it. And let's be honest, we're women. We're never gonna be like, "Oh, I'm awesome. I'm perfect. I love my body." It just doesn't work that way. Like,
Harshest critics, right?
harshest critics. And we always want what we aren't. If you have skinny legs, you want a bigger butt. If you have a big butt, you want a smaller butt. If you have whatever, you want a skinnier waist. Like, you're just never happy. So whatever.
Exactly. So true.
But he was saying, like, life is hard. And in order to combat the hard, you have to do hard
Mhm.
things. And it's true. Telling yourself you're gonna do something, committing to it, and doing it is how you build confidence,
Mhm.
and that's how you teach your kids to build confidence. I said I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna go do it, I'm gonna do it to the best of my ability, and at the end, I'm gonna give myself a pat. So, I think that, getting rid of that burnout, I
Mhm.
know it sounds crazy because like, "I'm tired, I'm burnt out," and I'm like, "Go use more energy," but it really does work.
It does work, and I love that on many levels. I love what you just said, and to really take that in. So the chronic stress dysregulates the nervous system. That clinically, I can tell you, when we're chronically stressed, but that doesn't even just mean chronic stress. It could mean grief,
Great.
unresolved grief. It could be, you know, the stress. It could be sadness of just something. So all of those negative emotions, if they do stay in the body, there's a book called The Body Keeps the Score, and it's really true. So, how much we're not letting go emotionally is how much we are hanging on physically in our body. So, I know you and I both promote so much activity, and it is because of that. And I love the example with Leanne Rhymes and her hip movement and the jaw and all of this stuff because we do hold it in.
Right,
That big word that I love,
right.
gets in the way, and we start not only beating ourselves up emotionally, but we also feel it physically. So women especially, we are burnt out. I'm talking about women that are also dealing with perimenopause. We
Ugh,
talked about that. The hormones, the sleep disruption, the mood changes. It just all of that has to do with not just hormones, but the burnout, having too much responsibility. We talked about that. Energy fluctuation. So, and I love this quote, your body is not betraying you, it's changing. So there are a lot of times that we can't help what's happening when it is hormonal related or sickness related. So
yeah,
but it does still help to get, to your doctor, get whatever treatment you can, learn as much as you can. Knowledge is power, but then the exercise, even for that, is going to help. So even those
right.
hot flashes you were having, I know.
I can't figure out if they're hot flashes or I ran really hard yesterday. I mean, really hard.
You
I
do,
never
you
cooled
do.
down. Like, I went
Mhm.
excess than what I normally would do, and I never cooled down, and then I took a hot shower because I had to go, and I think that I just, like, compartmentalized the heat
Yes, you did. And you were a furnace, right?
all day. I was just like, "Why am I sweating?"
True. Oh my gosh.
But it's
And
gotta
then
come
it's
out
hard.
somewhere. Maybe that was it coming out, right? Like, again,
Yeah.
I say I don't cry, and I trust me, don't wear that as a badge of honor. It's just, like, a really weird thing that I
I
just
love that.
yeah,
I love
it's
it
not
because that's what I teach too. Water. I mean, to
water, right.
cry.
So, like,
Yeah.
if I'm not crying, then it's
Mhm.
gotta come out some other way.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
then maybe that was stress sweat, maybe it was because I ran too hard, maybe
Yeah.
it's, the reasons that like, I feel it in my hips or my jaw is very tight. I also clench my teeth.
Mm.
I notice I do it even
Mhm.
just, like, sitting working. I, like, squeeze down, and so those aren't good things, like, that if you can go cry and let it out, but, go do it. Like,
Mhm.
that's healthy. But I use
Absolutely.
running for that. I just go run as hard as I can until I'm almost gonna pass out and I can't breathe.
Yes.
But that's what cleanses me.
Yeah. And you are so active. And I love that. So you are an athlete. You are an athlete by nature. You are an athlete as you move forward in life. I'm not going to say age, but as you age, you really are.
As
And
you
I
get
love it
older.
because you challenge yourself. And I love that, we love that challenge. But again, for the people that are new to exercising or movement or are tired or do have physical problems, I mean, first of all, clear it through your doctor. Don't
Yep.
just start any exercise routine or, even think to do anything too aggressive without checking with your doctor. But once you do and you get that clearance, it can be, oh my gosh, there's so many different platforms for exercise.
Yes.
Like I love that you bring up yoga. And I love that, we go to our crazy workouts where we're challenging ourselves with new PRs and everything, our
Yep.
personal records. And so there's so many different ways. There's just the weather, hopefully will be changing soon
Oh,
as I'm looking at our gray
yeah.
weather, and we can walk and just to take
Yep.
that walk with a friend or talk on, hopefully not on a phone, but to talk to someone as
Yeah.
you're moving your body. We know
And
we
I
have our clique of people that we love to
yes.
have and we lean on. So go
Yeah,
ahead. I didn't mean
and
to
that's
interrupt.
important too to have, like, a crew, right? I say it all the
Mhm.
time, it's like one of my slogans, "Choose your crew." When you
Yes.
surround yourself with like-minded people let me give you an example. Yesterday, Jill texted me and said,
Mhm.
"Are you gonna do the dry try?" And I was like, "Yeah, I don't know, whatever." And she's like, "Well, so this person, they're all doing it on
Already.
Sunday morning at 7." I was like, "Why? Why are we going at 7 AM? Can we not sleep
No.
a little?" And then I was like, "Fine, sign me up for 7." Like, okay. And
Yep.
when you have people that want so then what happened with me? I text the other friends and said, "Okay, we're all doing it 7 AM on Sunday." And, like, so now they're all going. And so when you're a part of a crew that wants to watch you win and they want to succeed with you, like, it makes you better. And so if you I think the number one thing to cleanse your life and get rid of burnout is get rid of people that suck your energy because they're making
Mhm.
it worse every day of your life.
Oh
And
God.
it does not matter to me if they're your brother, your mother, your sister, your best friend. I don't care what they are. If they're sucking energy, you don't have space for that. And
That's
I mean, I don't have all the relationships I had that in my 20s. That's for a
mhm.
reason. And then when you're around these positive, like-minded people, right? Like, this is what my life is now. It's people saying, challenge yourself, do this. I mean, High Rocks, right? Like, High Rocks is an
Mhm.
intense physical competition. And I've done it once, and now I can't wait to beat myself. It's about me,
Yes.
right?
It's
But
definitely
so it's totally personal. But I want to back up to that.
yeah.
You do not have to be like, okay, baby steps. I just had this conversation with my brother.
Mhm.
You can't put this goal out there like, I don't work out at all, but I'm going to go run a marathon. It doesn't work that way.
Right.
So let's
Right.
baby step it. So today I'm going to go out and I'm going to walk to the end of my road and back. That's great. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, it's just about moving. It's not about following somebody and doing exactly what they do. It's not about, going and lifting heavier than the person next to you. It's your journey and you just need to move your body. I don't care if that means you're going to do Pilates. I don't care if it's yoga. I
Right.
don't care if you're going to lift weights, cycling class, boxing class with me, weight class with me. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It's just moving your body and get your blood flowing through your body.
And you should let us know your schedule and anyone who would like to know Trisha's schedule for coaching because she is the best ever, ever,
So I
everything.
actually have gotten really late. Now I'm just busy with all my kids, but I
Oh,
always
are you? But you're so freaking busy. I'm sorry.
I used to post it at the beginning of the week, and I'll go back to doing that. But right now,
Okay.
I'm just Fridays at 8 AM. I do strength and sculpt, and that's like a little bit of cardio hit, and then weights. Then I do
Where's that
boxing
at, Trish?
at Buff and
That
Flow, the
Buff and
satellite
Flow.
studio. Yep.
Okay.
So 8 and 9:15, and I mean, it's great if you could do both of those in a row. They're like the best ever. You will feel cleansed for the entire weekend. You'll be so chill. I'll be like, what?
Love it.
And
Everyone's gonna be signing up for that class on
oh,
Friday with
so fun.
Trish, and you will
Yeah.
feel. I guarantee you, just being in a room with you is enough light.
I mean, it's
It
something
is.
special for sure. No, but boxing is interesting because the act of hitting something is different. Hits
Yes.
different, pun intended. That aggression release is
Mhm.
it's special. It really is. And so I kind of joke, and I mean I am joking, but I was like, Donovan bought me one year a boxing bag for at home for Christmas, and
Yeah.
he laminated a picture of his face and plastered it on there. I was like, you get me.
That is the best, and I love boxing, especially if you are feeling those emotions of anger
Yep,
and frustration
yep,
and anxiety, but more angry. People
yep.
will talk to me about how angry they are, and I'm like, "Okay, we gotta get it out. I
I'm
can't
not
just wish it
kidding.
away.
So
I
yeah,
have to get it
I am
out."
not kidding. It goes somewhere. When you hit that bag, especially when there's someone on the other side and so it's restraining you, so you have to hit it even harder. I am telling you, there is something soul cleansing about this. Like, it's
Yeah.
just Yeah, and in the room, you're kind of, like, alone in your own little space
Mhm.
because it's dark, their lights are really low, there's, like, some glow lights on, and that's about it, and the music is loud, so nobody can hear you, nobody can hear your thoughts, nobody's watching you, they're in their own zone, in their own mind, and they're going hard too, and it's just I mean, I can notice a difference in me from when I box and when I don't, not 'cause I
That's
took some time
amazing.
off,
Yeah.
I hurt my shoulder, and I took some time off for, like, a good
I
well, after Lincoln was born too.
Yeah, love to box, but
Yeah,
I got hand problems,
I know.
arthritis in the hand,
Yeah,
so that's the one thing I'm like,
I know.
"We'll
That's
figure it out one
hard.
day though, because I miss it. I
I
loved to
know.
kickbox and
It's just so and the kicks too, I mean, the kicks feel so
yeah,
great. I mean, when you can really get them strong and you can feel like you're hurting something, it just like, oh,
mhm,
it's just so relieving. It's
it
mental
is.
clarity.
So I challenge people, even if it is just stretching in your chair, if you are physically
Yes,
unable, do some stretches. I challenge all of our viewers. I challenge every female that is listening. I promise you, you will feel lighter. And I don't mean necessarily physically
right.
lighter on the scale, although that's the plus again.
Again,
You will
yeah,
feel
that was
lighter mentally and emotionally. And that burnout that we talked about in our first session, that really does relieve it. So that's why I wanted to give special attention just to this episode on the physical part of it. And I know we've discussed it so much because it is that important. But
yeah,
please, please don't underestimate the hormones. I
and
want to make sure that we're ending today on a note of just remembering that the burnout and being a female, we are built of hormones, we're built of emotion, we're built of our physical anatomy. We have to be working on all of it. So make sure to check with your doctors. But I literally challenge every person, all of our viewers, once they get that okay, to do something one time a week.
one
You're going to feel so wonderful by achieving that goal
baby
that I
step.
guarantee you're gonna be like, "Okay, I'm gonna make it 2 times this week."
Yep,
And then you're gonna do that. And it's
yep.
about setting the goals that are reasonable and
Mhm.
then not feeling like you let yourself down if you have unreasonable goals, but achieving it and then going forward. You will feel
I
wonderful.
love
And if we
that.
could do this challenge, right, if even if they commit to a month of doing that and check back with us. I would love the feedback
Me
because I
too.
guarantee you, and I don't know if you do Trish also, but I feel like we will hear nothing but positive feedback
Oh,
that it
without
really
question.
helped.
I
Hmm,
do wanna add one thing. Part of that mental release, and we do
yeah.
it at the end of class, but I also encourage it during class, is that
Mhm,
when you're walking to the corner, when you're running, or when you're hitting that bag, you need to literally go inside of your mind and think about what's bothering you and physically think about it leaving your body. Like it's like that's the work, right? Right there. So
mhm.
as you're hitting something so hard or you're brisk walking, so your heart rate is up, think about what's bothering you, own it, and then physically let it go. Just
Yes,
like
so good.
we do not hold on to things we can't control, and we
Mhm.
cannot control other people. So if there's something
Anything.
anything.
Yeah.
And so if you cannot control what is bothering you, you have to
Mhm.
actively let it go. And that is the best way when you go work
Yeah.
it out that way.
Yeah. So let's see if any of our viewers are up to the challenge. Give it a 1 month.
Yes,
Set
I
your own
love
goal.
this.
Let's do it. And let's see how
Okay.
everyone's feeling. We'll check back in. I can't wait to spend next week with you
I
because we're going to be talking about boundaries without
okay.
guilt.
Oh, wow. Okay,
I
I like
know.
that. I like
So
that.
stay tuned for week
Okay.
number 3 for boundaries without guilt. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you guys.